Hi all, I wanted to make a video on my two indicator setup. Before I begin, I would like to mention that this is an educational channel. All content over here is for the sake of education. Kindly read the disclaimer you see on the screen and in the description below. Now, the two indicators that we're going to be using in this particular setup is very good for people who want to scalp. It's more aggressive than I generally trade, because people who are familiar with the channel, they know my favorite indicator is CME 10 bars and some sort of an MACD, but this is slightly different. This catches the trend change earlier than CME 10 bars, and it's a little more aggressive. So let's get into it. All right, so the two indicators that we are going to be using in this, the first one is already at work. You can see the name of the two indicators. The beauty is in the way we have set it up. So the first indicator on top is something called, I'll just show you the name. It's RedK Magic Ribbon, and it's by RedK Trader. I'll leave the name of the indicator and the author and pin it in the comment section so that you have no difficulty finding both the indicators that I'm using over here. Now, this indicator by default does not look like this. It looks something like this. Reset settings, by default it will look like this. What we have gone ahead and done is we have not made any changes to the input section. We are using it in the default settings. I think these remain unticked. I'm not too sure, but just copy my settings the way it is. I've left all of this unticked. Input section, I don't think I've changed anything. In the style section, I have made a few changes. This fast line is unticked. These does not matter whether it's ticked or unticked. You can untick them because in the previous page we've already unticked them. This is the most important section. This slow line, this is the primary one that we are using, and instead of the normal colors we are using a fluorescent green and a purple. People who are familiar with my channel will know that whenever I'm using a moving average that changes color, I'm using fluorescent green on the way up, and instead of red I use a purple because sometimes the candle also are red and then the moving average line also is red. It gets a little confusing, so to make that distinction I use purple. Apart from that, nothing else. I don't use this ribbon and all of that. All of this is unticked, everything else is unticked. You can save this as save as default, and basically this is what we get in the end. All right, so that's the indicator on top. As you can see, it catches the trend very early on. If I put CME trend bars, you will realize that CME trend bars is catching the trend later than this. Now this is, as you can see, so CME 10 bars you see is more or less in the center of the page as far as Nifty is concerned. But if I put this on, you see that it's catching the trend. Then over here it's showing the trend reversal very early on, whereas CME trend bar is showing over here. Then again over here, when the trend is reversing, CME trend bar is only showing over here, but this is showing it quite early. All right. Similarly, if we shift to let's apply this to both the sides. If we shift from here to say Bank Nifty and Fin Nifty, so now I have Fin Nifty on the left and Bank Nifty on the right. Again, you will see when the trend is shifting over here, this indicator is catching it early over here, but CME trend bar is only catching it over here. All right. Whenever the trend is shifting, this indicator will catch it first before CME trend bars. Over here also you see it's catching it first. CME 10 bar is catching it later. So it's a more aggressive setting compared to CME 10 bars, and that way it works out, especially for people who want to scalp. The other thing that we will use with this will be at the bottom. We will use something called Scotch MTM. The full name of the indicator is, I'll just show it to you. Again, I'll mention this in the comment section. Stochastic Momentum Index, SMI. It's by something called Sujit Control Y, CTLY. I'll leave the name of the indicator and the author in the comment section so that you have no difficulty finding it. Cancel. All right. And in this also, what we have done is we have made some cosmetic changes, because this indicator, by the way it comes, if I reset settings with a black background, is pretty much useless. You will have to make some changes to it. So these are the changes I have made. Again, in the input section, I have not changed anything, but in the style section, just pause the page over here and basically copy my settings. Basically what I've done is I've used this stochastic is green, then this red is red. This plot I'm using grayish kind of a one for the top, and the bottom plot, this overbought oversold, I'm not using. If you take it up, then it will start showing you the red color for oversold, overbought, and this green color for oversold, but I don't like using them, so I make them both 0. So this is basically my setting. You can just copy it the way it is and save it as your default setting. I'll save this as default, and this is what you get. If you use a white background, then accordingly choose the colors that suit you. You know, you may choose something little different if you're using a white background. I use a black background, so I like this. Now this indicator I will make applicable to both the pages, and things will look like this. So I've got Fin Nifty on the left and Bank Nifty on the right. Again, you see whenever the trend is shifting, it's catching it both. Let me just hide the indicator names. You see at the bottom, this green is turning and cutting into the red and going up. Over here, the purple is becoming green. And they both are happening at the perfect time. So as indicator match, this is phenomenal. They work so well together. They are perfectly matched. Whenever you will find a trend shift, the bottom and the bottom indicator and the top indicator will collide with each other, and they will go in the same direction. All right. Here you see a trend shift happening, a quick scalp. Here is an opportunity for a quick scalp. Here is another opportunity for a nice scalp. You will never be 100% right, but even if you're 70-80% right and you're doing some kind of trailing stop loss, then chances are you will make very good money. There is no indicator in the world that can guarantee you 100% strike rate, but yes, even if you get 50, 60, 70, 80% strike rates, you will do fairly well, and the strike rate with this is going to be fairly high. Only prerequisite on your side should be that you should not be too greedy, and you should be quick. All right, you should be quick to enter and quick to exit. Analyze, and over time you should get to know when that trend shift is happening, and the moment that happens, you should get into the trade with the appropriate stop loss. If you're using stop loss, I generally don't bother with stop loss. It's in my mind. If I find the trade not going in my kind of a direction, I exit the trade immediately. Or if I have a change of heart, I exit the trade immediately. I only use stop loss sometimes when I have to move away from the system. When I'm confident about the trade, when I have to move away from the system, I use a stop loss and a target and leave it. But if I'm in front of the system, I generally don't use stop loss. So these two indicators, guys, works phenomenally well. Let's switch to mid cap on the left and Nifty on the right. Most people on my channel know that I generally split the screen, and I use the screen like this. So when I'm using it like this, I am generally pairing mid cap and Nifty together, and on another screen I pair Fin Nifty and Bank Nifty together. Sensex for some reason does not work very well on TradingView. There is a delay with the data. So for Sensex and BankX, I use the trading platform itself. I don't check or use indicators on Sensex and BankX on TradingView because the charts are delayed on TradingView. But the major four indices that are on Nifty, Bank Nifty, Fin Nifty, and mid cap Nifty, this will work phenomenally well. As you can see from here, even if you look at this mid cap, you see this green turns to purple, and you see that green line cutting into the red at the bottom. Perfect. It's simply perfect. This long is near perfect. All right, these two indicators work like magic together. I've used this stochastic M2M in the past as well. I've used it for commodity, but in commodity trading, I don't use 5 minutes. I generally trade 15 minutes and above for commodity. So my charts are basically 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. Bitcoin, I'm not trading. Sometimes I look into them in terms of chart, but I don't trade Bitcoin. Will this work for Bitcoin? Most likely it will. Will it work for stocks? Most likely it will. Will it work for commodity? Most likely it will. But then again, you have to find, if you need to tweak it, you need to tweak it. I think it will work in the settings that I'm using, basically, which are default settings, and we have only made cosmetic changes. I think this will generally work for a wide variety of instruments. But whatever you trade, you need to start specializing in that. I generally trade indices. I don't get into stocks and such. So for me, this works fine. Two prerequisites. If you have a little bit of experience, it'll be good for you. The two main things that you require to use this setup is you need to be quick in entering and exiting. Secondly, don't be too greedy. If you have made a decent amount of money, then exit. The best thing that you can do is avoid trading too many times a day. I've realized most of my losses are generally when I revenge trade. If I could just go back and if I take back all the revenge trading that I've done, I would be much richer than I'm currently. All right. So revenge trading is a big problem. As long as you are mentally, you prepare yourself. I'll take 1 or 2 trades a day and that's it. If I've made money, I'll shut down my system and walk away. That's the best thing you can do, or best piece of advice I can give you. If you make profits, shut down your system and walk away, do something else. All right. If you keep sitting in front of the system, then believe me, the money it has given you, it'll also take back from you. It'll keep tempting you to trade again and again and again and again. Avoid that. All right. Try to bring yourself eventually to take only 1 trade a day. And then if you get really good, you may not want to do that also. You may want to take 1 trade a week or 4-5 trades a month. That's it. All right. As you keep getting better, you will start switching to longer time frames and stuff like that. When it comes to SLs, generally when I'm in front of the system, I don't use SLs. If I think that the trade is not going in my favor, I immediately exit. Or if I have a change of heart, I immediately exit. I use SLs only when I'm moving away from the system, when I'm confident about the trade, but I have to move away from the system for whatever reason. Then I put an SL and target and then move away from the system. If it goes to my target or goes to my SL when I'm not in front of my system, that's fine by me. But these are the only times that I use SL and targets. Otherwise, when I'm in front of the system, I don't use SL and targets. I'm there monitoring my trade, and when I'm happy, I find an early exit. I take an early exit and I'm out. All right. That's how I use it, guys. These two indicators work phenomenally well together. I'll leave the name of the indicator and the author name in the comment section below and pin it so that you have no difficulty finding it. It's a lot more aggressive than the setup that I generally use. My setup generally is CMEM and trend bars and some sort of an MACD. That works great, but that works a little slowly. This is a little more aggressive. This will try and find a trade for you a lot quicker. It'll try to make you enter into a trade quicker. So you enter fast, you find the trend shift earlier. So overall, it's a little more aggressive than my style of trading or the way I trade generally, but works great for scalping or any other form of trade that you want to do. All right, give it a shot, paper trade with it for a couple of days and see how things work out for you. When it comes to me, I like these two indicators and I have no problem saying that I myself use them. All right, thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you all are having a good weekend. If you're already a member on the channel, if you're already a subscriber on the channel, then consider becoming a member by clicking on the join button. It's only 89 rupees a month. If you're not yet a subscriber, then subscribe to the channel, share this video with your family and friends, give our videos a like, give our videos thumbs up. It motivates us to make more videos for you. Always click on that like button once you have seen the video. Also subscribe to our free Telegram channel. The link is given in the description. In all our videos, and members have access to our WhatsApp channel. And you will find the Amazon affiliate link in the description. Whatever you want to buy from Amazon, just click on our link and buy. You will not be paying anything extra, but we make a small commission whenever you make a purchase through our Amazon affiliate links. That helps the channel grow. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.